I'm Rich Noonan for World Business Watch, a program in which we look at companies that are changing our world. Today, the fascinating David and Goliath story of a couple who is launching an eyewear company, but they and many others have faith that people will support the Eyes of Faith brand and give back while doing so.
What really excites me about this is we are, at minimum, and this is going to be in our corporate bylaws, at minimum, we will give back 10% of our gross sales to what's called the Eyes of Faith Foundation. That's what excites me about this.
Jim Schneider is a very successful guy. He's a partner in a booming Pennsylvania insurance business, and that's why when he told Amy that he wanted to start an eyewear company, she was a bit surprised.
Honestly, I thought he was crazy.
Amy says she knew Jim was serious when a few days later they went to an eyewear show and saw that there was no quality eyewear brand aimed at the Christian market. Eyes of Faith was born and will target tens of millions of Christians around the world who spend billions on Christian branded products each year.
Just in 2008, over $5 billion was spent on Christian-based products in the United States alone. $3.7 billion was spent at independent optical stores last year on frames alone in the United States. And to put that in perspective, if we had 1% of the Christian market buying Eyes of Faith frames, that's well over $12 million a year.
And more importantly for Jim and Amy, that $12 million in revenue would allow them to give back $1.2 million to people in need through the Eyes of Faith Foundation.
There's a very large market, and Christian community at this point is not being represented. There are eyewear lines for every designer, sports, actors, movies, but the faith is nowhere represented whatsoever.
The Schneiders are good business people. They've enlisted top designers and manufacturers to launch Eyes of Faith, and they have a viral marketing plan using tools such as Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, text messaging, and the internet to get the word out to millions at virtually no cost. Early prototypes show that the Eyes of Faith brand will appeal to a broad range of people, those who want to show symbols of faith and those who don't. Amy Schneider knows eyewear. In fact, she met Jim while she was working for an independent eyewear store. Amy says Eyes of Faith will be sold in eyewear stores exclusively for good reason.
Even though frames are very fashion forward, they're not just some accessory that you can order online. This is a medical device, so they do need to be fit properly by a professional.
Jim and Amy hope that when people see the Eyes of Faith brand, they will ask about them, and that will launch conversations about faith. In fact, Amy says wearing Eyes of Faith frames could actually be good for the soul.
I think it'll be a reminder to those who are wearing the Eyes of Faith frames who they represent. They need to not just talk the talk, but they need to walk the walk. I think it'll be a good reminder of who they are in Christ.
Jim and Amy have taken all the right steps to launch Eyes of Faith, but the Schneiders know this won't be easy.
When I think of Eyes of Faith from a biblical perspective, I view it as David versus Goliath. We are David, and all the other frame manufacturers out there are the Goliath. But like David, we have Eyes of Faith, and we will be able to compete with the Goliaths of the world.
Eyes of Faith. Ask for them in your eyewear store, and watch out, Goliaths. Eyes of Faith are coming. For World Business Watch, I'm Rich Noonan. We'll see you next time.